All right, man. Bigger problem with the Pistons is it Jerami Grant or Dwayne Casey, and does those issues interconnect? Why Jerami Grant ain't really fitting in with the Pistons? Let's talk about it. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We got live drop a video. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, a lot of people tend to believe Jeremy Grant is a problem. I mean, when you think about it, is he playing? Is he just playing out of position? Um, is the coaching, allowing him the free reign? Because Dwayne Casey philosophy, no matter where you at, you got an open layup. Got a 3-man, 2-on-3 fast break, chuck up a 3-pointer. And I think Jeremy Grant got here, and it's no coaching to be like, well, for him, you need to defend. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think they put like Dwayne Casey's pushing him to be the player that he was. He got here, and his whole thing was to prove that he was worth the $20 million that we gave him, and that's fine and dandy and stuff of that nature. But um, he hasn't been held accountable as a defender. He hasn't been held accountable within playing within the offense. It's all about him just chucking up shot. And it just don't really seem to be it don't really seem to be any accountability going around in this offense. It don't seem like, he trying to get this dude Sadiq Bey going. Uh, you know, he see when Sadiq Bey is the guy out there, he really you calling plays for him from catch and shoot. He able to get his own offense or come off screens. He doing well, and then they get Jeremy Grant or they put Cade and him back in there, and that all that just go out the window. All that just literally go out the window. So, like I said before, like I said before, and most people believe, the people that watch this team play believe that Dwayne Casey ain't the right coach for them. I said that when they hired him. I said, man, that wasn't the right decision, and what he came in here for was to try to win now with the core that they had. And I don't think that was smart. They should have probably hired Ime Udoka, somebody younger, to start over with that core. But nonetheless, um, nonetheless, I just when you look at this team, you gotta wonder, with some structure and with some structure and with a coach that probably can demand more out of this team. I mean, what is this team identity? They're not a great defensive team. They're not a great offensive team. Like, in the proofs in the pudding. His record, I think, here is worse than Stan Van Gundy's was. So, could Jeremy Grant really not be the problem? And that's a great question. And have somebody, demand the best out of Jeremy Grant and encourage him to be the two-way player that he was when he was here. Maybe he can be a building block. Now, at the 4, I mean, I think he's solid at the 4. But he don't defend no more. So what's the point of having him at the 4? You don't get the versatility what he used to give you. He came in here, he wanted to be the guy, and he said that during them trade rumors, he wanted to be his first or second option. And Jeremy Grant is a really good glue player. That's it. He's a really good, 3-and-D guy, really good glue player. Now, if you need somebody getting foul trouble, he can get you a bucket. He can get you a bucket, but at the end of the game, you giving him the ball, he ain't that guy. He ain't Kobe, he ain't LeBron, he ain't Tracy McGrady, he ain't James Harden. You know what I'm saying? He not that guy. And Dwayne Casey is, since he got here, he let him do what the hell he want to do offensively and don't have to play no defense unless the game on the line. And a part of that is culture. You see how Ime Udoka turned it around in Boston. The biggest turnaround in Boston was their defense. It was their defense. So, but like I said before, I think Dwayne Casey is the overall biggest problem here. His philosophy, a lot of them time them guys can play hard for him, especially in the beginning of the year. His philosophy, I mean, what is his specialty? Offensively, they're not putting up points. You know, you know, not putting up points. They're not a good defensive team. All through last season, you know what I'm saying? All through last season, bro. They blew damn near every lead they had going into the third to fourth quarter. Coming at the halftime, they blew the leads constantly. And they really never made a consistent adjustment. They never made a consistent adjustment. You know, and like I said before, it boils down on Dwayne Casey. It boils down on Dwayne Casey. You know, this year, hold on. See if we can trying to find the team stats. Can't find them. Whatever. But like I said before, it's just, I think, he gave Jerami Grant the green light. And not only did he give him the green light offensively, but he gave him the green light. He gave him the green light not to play defense no more. You know, he gave him the green light not to play defense. They got a lot of guys on this team that, but I put more of the onus on Dwayne Casey. He's an older guy. He's 65 years old. He out his truth. What he did in Toronto was his last hurrah. And the word on the street is them players didn't like him in Toronto. That's what they saying. That they ain't really like him in Toronto. So I mean, like I said before, maybe with another coach coming in here and demanding. But then again, are you gonna play? Are you paying him? You gonna pay him north of $20 million, around $30 million to be a 3-and-D guy? So that's another question. But if I had to say, the bigger problem is Casey. How far belongs Jerami Grant? He far behind. He ain't far behind. If you're talking about the biggest problems with this franchise, Tom Gores is number one, Dwayne Casey number two, and Jerami Grant not too far behind at number three. And when Tom Gores decided whatever giving him the advice, Stefanowski or what's my man's used to be DeMarcus Aldridge agent, whoever giving him this advice, they should have went for it with Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. Whoever gave him that advice, they should try to win with that court now. You know what I'm saying? That was some bad advice. You need to fire him as an advisor. Anybody in Detroit know this rebuild could have been further ahead. They set this franchise back 2 seasons by trying to win with guys who was on their last leg in Blake Griffin, last leg in Derrick Rose, Andre Drummond, who he did nothing but rebound against subpar competition. He couldn't post, he couldn't defend, he couldn't anchor. You know what I'm saying? They thought adding Jerami Grant was going to save the franchise, and it didn't. It didn't. And now you have an opportunity to turn Jerami Grant and turn that into some assets to continue to build for this team. You could probably say that draft with Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey set the franchise back too, because they trying to tell us that Isaiah Stewart is such a good player, but all I've seen is a guy that's just going to be a rotational guy. He can't start at the 5, and he's not a 4. Look at the 4s today. That's Jerami Grant. That's Tobias Harris. You know what I'm saying? And even if you say, well, put him against more of a traditional floor, can he guard Anthony Davis? Hell no. So he ain't a 5, he ain't a 4, he ain't a 3, he ain't a 2, he ain't a 1. So then you look and say he's a good rotational piece. Fine. He ain't Ben Wallace. You look at Killian Hayes, it's looking like a wash. You look at Sadiq Bey, he the shining star of that draft. And the problem with Sadiq Bey is They don't use his ability to his best ability. He just a spot up shooter that just sit there and they wait until he get cold and into no rhythm and start getting no open 3-point shots in. He's more than a spot up shooter. He's a guy that can get a bucket, he can post, he can create, he can dribble, get to a spot, and he just lost in the sauce. So they misutilizing his true attributes, and when he get an opportunity to show what he really can do, he light it up. And they go back to Grant K, come back in the lineup. They stop calling plays for him. So once again, they need to take Dwayne Casey out the pasture and blow his head off, not figuratively speaking. It's time to fire. It's time to put him in the front office, fire whatever y'all gonna do. But nobody want to admit it. You gonna keep him around? This team ain't gonna never be no good. You can't win games throwing up 1,000 3-pointers when you only got a few 3-point shooters. Come on, you can't win. Dwayne Casey is the biggest problem in this franchise. So, I mean, till that changes, nothing gonna change for the most part. Nothing gonna change. Nothing gonna change. But people gonna say, "Oh, you hating, man? You hating?" Okay, I'm gonna just keep speaking my truth. But Dwayne Casey is not only holding his team back, but I think he also may, be holding Jerami Grant for true potential back by not putting him back in this damn role. His role is he a 3-and-D guy. He don't play no defense no more. He ain't trying to be Kobe. He ain't Kobe. He ain't Kobe. But it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, your video request, all my social media links there. Financial and support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Best way to support, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications, go live or drop a video. Peace.